Discovery Education presents Take 5.
Hello to the wonderful Discovery Education community. I'm Rachael Postle Brown, and I have the privilege of being principal of Pinewood Elementary School. Pinewood is a kindergarten through 6th grade building located in Jenison, Michigan. Jenison is a suburb of Grand Rapids. Today I'm going to share with everyone about student goal setting and the journey my building has been on over the past year and a half. It wasn't all that long ago in the education world when we grouped and tracked students based on ability, but pretended to our students that the levels were all the same. Instead of calling it a high reading group and a low reading group, the groups were labeled the Blue Jays and the Robins, or maybe the Blue group and the Green group. We didn't want to harm students by telling them that they may be a bit worse of a reader than their peers, and we thought putting a cute name on the group would shield them from some sort of emotional trauma. Some of you may be thinking to yourself that you still do that in your building today. It seems the speed of change in education is rivaling the speed of light, with new mandates and new research all coming out quicker than any educator can keep up. Only bits and pieces of this are actually making it in today's classrooms. I was reading some educational articles last winter on a break from school, and two studies stuck out with me. One was by the Reading Now Network, which is here in Michigan, and the other was published in Edutopia, telling of how one teacher used Angela Duckworth's theory on grit. Both of these studies had one key factor in common. They both focused on student goal setting for academic achievement. We've been living in a data-driven school culture, adding numbers and measurements to every facet of education. But these were the first articles that I read that encouraged teachers and school leaders to empower their students with their academic performance data and help them set goals with this data. Goal setting is a foundational piece of athletic training and professional growth. In almost all careers today, individuals and teams set goals and make plans for how they'll accomplish the goals. Goal setting in the classroom seems to make perfect sense. So why haven't more educators implemented a goal setting process with their students? I think it all kind of goes back to the beginning of this presentation. For students to be able to set measurable goals, they must have knowledge of their current performance. In the world of elementary education, this is a very difficult subject. By the nature of statistics and standardized normed assessments, half of students are below average. How do we let students know this without traumatizing them for life? And an even bigger fear with most educators is, what about the parents? How are parents going to feel when they're told that their Sally needs to improve on reading comprehension and she's below her peers? These are very difficult questions that will make any educator uncomfortable. But what is our alternative? Do any of us really think that Sally doesn't know that the Robin reading group is for students who need more support? And are we doing Sally or her parents any favors by not giving them an accurate picture of what her current performance is? Doing this, giving them the accurate picture of her performance and helping her set goals and make a plan to accomplish the goals is really in Sally's best interest. In my building, we do benchmark testing 3 times during the school year at every single one of our grade levels. Before last year, it was rare that students dove into the results of the assessment. Our education team would review them. A social worker, general ed teacher, intervention specialist, school psych, myself, we all sat around a table. We dug into the assessment data. We talked about strengths and weaknesses and what students needed enrichments and what needed supports. But we always left the most important person out of that conversation, the student. In the winter of 2015, we started reviewing all of our assessment data with students and parents. Students review the results after they've taken an assessment, and they look at the areas of strength and weakness. They use this data to help them set attainable academic goals. Once students were given their scores on their assessment, and it was explained to them how the assessment worked and what was the scoring system, our whole testing environment changed. Students no longer ask us why they're taking the test. No longer do they get 3 questions into an assessment and just start skimming and clicking. Our students are excited to see their scores, and they're so proud of their progress. At times, students may lose a little bit of ground or plateau with their achievement. This happens. But now we're able to talk with our students and show them all of their areas of strengths and come up with a plan to how to help them move forward in this area that they may be lagging a little bit. Students are empowered by knowing what their scores are and their achievement. Here's your challenge. What can you do in your school today? First, you need to take inventory of a few things. Review what assessments are being given to your students in any of your universal screeners. Discuss what data from the assessments are used for. Do the students know what the assessment measures? Do they know how they performed? Do they know what the scoring system is? Are all staff trained to discuss the results of the assessment, and are they able to communicate these results with students and parents? Once you've taken inventory of these things, you can share your vision with your staff. Your vision should include creating a system for students' goal setting. And then think about, is it possible to connect these academic achievement goals with a bigger picture goal for the student? For example, for a student who's struggling with reading comprehension but is very passionate about Minecraft, is there a way that we can connect those two things? Could reading comprehension be connected to reading and understanding Minecraft books, blogs, and articles? Or for math achievement, for a student who's passionate about coding, it's important to move beyond just the academic achievement goal and connect it to something more important in that student's life. Next up, try it with a handful of students. See how they react. See how they feel when they have ownership of their academic learning in their hands. Finally, if you have any questions, you can always contact me. You can see my Twitter handle right there at Postle Brown. I encourage you to jump into this and see how it goes.